I am Stacy and I'm here with my daughter Zania today, and boy are you in for a treat. We have a very important cooking in the kitchen lesson today, something that everybody needs to know how to make, including Zania. This is something that goes way back to when my parents were married, and my mom says that my dad didn't necessarily know how to say I'm sorry, but she always knew he was sorry when he would make for her Greek chicken. So with just a few humble ingredients, you too can say you're sorry, or I love you, or whatever secret and important message you're trying to tell your loved ones by making this for them. Let's see what we need to make it with. You guys are going to be so amazed that with just these few ingredients and inexpensively, you can make the most delicious, fully rounded dinner. So to make Greek chicken, you need, and this chicken looks a little bit small, but I think it's just because my potatoes are like so ginormous, and so are those 2 lemons. But it's just a regular roasting chicken from the meat department at the grocery store, and sometimes you can get them for quite cheap. If you look, you can get them on sale for less than $5. So keep on the lookout for that, and if they ever have them on sale, grab a couple and put up 1 or 2 in your freezer. It's great to have on hand. And then so you need the whole roasting chicken, you need 2 lemons. You actually only need 1.5, but I say if you're going to cut up 1.5, might as well use 2. And then as many potatoes as your family will eat. The potatoes are probably the favorite part of the meal for half of my family, so I make sure that I make a lot of potatoes. Today I have russet potatoes, and I don't always use russets. I also really like the Yukon Gold, or if you have baby reds, or whatever your favorite potato of choice is. Any potato that I've ever used in America has not been as yummy and delicious as the potatoes that I get in Greece. But whatever potatoes you can get your hands on will certainly do. And then in this canister here, I have olive oil and salt and pepper back there on the right. And then this is oregano. And I've told you before, but this is a smuggling in through customs that we did on our last trip to Greece. So that's a bit of Greek oregano that I still have left. So let's get in and I'll show you how to make it. The first thing you're going to want to do is wash your potatoes well. Just run them under some cool water while rubbing your hands to get any leftover dirt residue behind. And then you're going to peel your potatoes. A little trick that I do to just stay a little bit neater in the kitchen is I just put down a plastic bag and I peel right into the bag, and then once I have all the potatoes peeled, I'll just close it back up and throw it right into the trash. Okay, after you have washed and peeled all of your potatoes, the next step is wedging them. And Zania actually had this lesson at Easter when we made our lamb, which is very similar to the way that we will be making Greek chicken today. And so she is already a professional, having done it 1 time in her life. So I am going to have her show you how to cut your potato into wedges.
So first, what you're supposed to do is cut it in half a long way. And if it depends on your size of potato. So this one, it's pretty nice, medium size, so I don't need to cut it in half. If it was a super large potato like you saw before, I would cut it in half this way and then wedge it. So once you do that, you cut it in half once again. And then if you have a big potato, you can cut it into thirds, maybe fourths. But since it's just a nice, small potato, you cut it into halves and you go towards the center just like this. And then you have a wedge.
Beautiful. And then as you're as you're cutting your potatoes, you want to just throw them right into your large roasting pan. And so we'll let Zania finish up here, and then I will show you the next step. All right, Zania has put all of the potatoes into the roasting pan, and what you want to do next is take your good quality olive oil and drizzle it over. And then a very liberal shake of salt.
No.
Do you need help?
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute.
Say
And a little bit of pepper, not too much.
I'm thirsty.
And
I'm thirsty.
got some heaty kids here. I don't know what it's like at your house when you're cooking, but
thirsty.
it's a symphony of wants and needs for mom around here. All right, so we have all of our seasonings on here, and then I just go in right with my hands and toss that up to make sure we have an even coating on everything. And then while I have my hands kind of messy, I make a little bit of a nest in the pan to put the chicken in. So then you just take your chicken and you put it inside. And then you have to wash your hands before you do anything else. I'll be right back. All right, so I have clean hands. I'm going to take my olive oil once again and do a liberal drizzle over my chicken. And I did forget to say, this is one of those meals that you kind of have to start in advance of dinner time. I work today, so we're not getting it started quite as early as I normally would. It takes about an hour and a half from the time that you get it in the oven until the time that you're actually eating it. So count back from whatever time you want to eat, an hour and a half, and then add like, I don't know, like 30 minutes for prep. You don't need that long, but you know, just, especially if you're filming a YouTube video, you need a little bit longer. We'll be eating a little bit later today. So be preheating your oven. 350 is the preferred temperature. Today I cranked it up to 400 because I want it to cook faster so we're not eating so late. Another pro tip for you. So olive oil, and then my dad always says you put all of your liquids first, because if you were to put your seasonings and then your liquids on top of it, all of that stuff would just wash off the seasoning that you just put on. So you don't want to do that. I use a strainer when I think that there are probably fancier chef tools to get your lemon juice, your lemons juiced without getting seeds. And I've seen chefs do it like upside down, but you know what? I'm not that fancy. So I use this strainer and my hands, and sometimes if I need to, I'll put a fork in there to get all the juice out. And you want to make sure you're getting lemon juice all around on the potatoes and the chicken. And like I said, you really only need a lemon and a half, but as long as you have an extra half, you might as well use it. The extra lemon flavor is pretty delicious. So juice your lemons, and then you're gonna season it with salt and pepper and the Greek oregano if you have it, or any kind of oregano that you can find. So we will liberally again, and I just go over the whole thing, potatoes and the chicken. Oops. And pepper, not too much. And then quite a bit of oregano. So you know you're getting in on the chicken so people can see. Like this. Like so. And then the last thing, and I forgot to mention this, is you're gonna wanna put some water in the bottom of your pan. So I'm just gonna carry this over to the sink. Don't mind all the dirty dishes. We're kind of a family that does the dishes just once a day. So you're gonna wanna put, my dad says an inch of water in the bottom of the pan. So I think that's about an inch. You get in the pan, Zaina? Mm-hmm. With the water in it. All right, and then we are just going to cover this and put it in the oven. I'm gonna set the timer for 45 minutes, at which time I will take the cover off of it. So I'm in the middle of actually making our salad to go with our dinner for tonight. I'm actually killing two birds with one stone. I'm making two salads. We'll eat one tonight with our Greek chicken, and then one tomorrow night. We're having pork chops and rice. So another pro tip there, if you're going to the trouble of chopping a ton of vegetables and making a salad, just make two. Cover one up without the dressing, put it in the fridge, and it's ready to go tomorrow. Okay, our timer went off, so I'm going to open the oven. I'm going to be kind of careful because I have the convection bake on, which means the air is circulating, so when you open the oven, it kind of whooshes out at you. So you just kind of open the oven and then stand back a little bit, let some of that heat escape before kind of going in there. So I'm just gonna pull this out, take a look at it. It's been 45 minutes at 400 on convection bake. So it is gonna be cooking pretty fast. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna put it back into the oven and I'm gonna cook it for another, we'll do just 20 minutes on convection bake. Still at 400 uncovered. Okay, go check her baby. We're just waiting the last minute before the timer goes off to take the chicken out of the oven to make sure that it's done. And I just want to tell you a little bit more about how special this meal is to me and my family. It's actually the meal that I always request that my dad make for me when we arrive in Greece. And now just a little bit of history about me. My parents, my dad is Greek, born in Greece, and my mom is American, and so they met in 1980, and then I was born shortly thereafter in 1981. He lived in the States all the way up until 1999 when I was a senior in high school, and then he moved back to Greece. So it is now 2020, so he's been in Greece for 21 years full time, and I have visited him every year except for I've missed 2 years within that 20-year time frame, and we also went as a child as well. Okay, here goes the timer. So let's check the chicken and then I'll back to my story. All right, again, remember to stand back a little bit so that heat doesn't kind of get you in the face. And then pull out your pan and it's done. I don't even need a meat thermometer. I can tell, I could put it back in for like another couple of minutes to crisp up the potatoes if I wanted to. But I think I'm just gonna take it out and let it rest. So that's the other key thing that you wanna make sure you do as soon as you take it out of the oven. Just set it down and let it like mingle within itself. It's too hot to eat anyways. So we usually let it rest about 15 minutes. It is 5:08. We like to eat usually around 5, so we're gonna eat around 5:30 today. And then I'll start cutting it up in about 15 minutes. But back to my story. So my dad's been living in Greece full time for the last 21 years. I've been there every single year at least once, except for 2 years that I missed visiting him. The year that I got pregnant with Zena, and the year, which other year did I miss?
When you were pregnant with Persephone.
When I was pregnant with, no, the year I had Yana.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the other year that I missed because Yana is a summer baby. So, yeah, so I missed only those 2 years. But anyways, when I arrived to Greece, one of the things that I most look forward to is having my dad cook for me. And even though I love cooking, it's like truly like one of like the pure joys in my life. It's always so lovely when somebody cooks for you, and when it brings back such like nostalgia and just all over good feelings, and the food tastes really good. It's one of the things I most look forward to. So this is the meal that I always ask that my dad makes for us when we arrive. So this is like our welcome back to Greece dinner. So here in my family in the United States, we eat Greek chicken. I was trying to think how often do we eat it? For sure monthly, but I think it's more like once every 3 weeks I'll make a whole chicken. And the last time I made it, we were eating it, and Chad actually said, I think this is the best thing that we eat. And I was like, what do you mean, like the best? Like the best tasting, the most healthy, like most budget friendly? Like, and he's like, it's all of those things. So it's truly budget friendly, healthy, delicious. Everybody likes it. I hope you will like it too. So I'll catch you at the dinner table with the whole family in just a little bit. All right, we are all now sitting down to dinner, and we did say the blessing already, so everybody's starting to dig in. How is everybody excited for Greek chicken? Woohoo!
Yes.
Hi.
Persephone, do you like this meal?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
Salad.
Salad. There's something special in your salad today. I wonder if you'll see what it is.
What is it?
Greek olives. Wow. Chad, do you remember what you said about Greek chicken the last time I made it?
No.
No.
What did I say?
Do you like Greek chicken?
Yes.
Is it one of your favorites?
Yes.
I think your exact words were, "This is one of the best things we eat."
Oh, no, probably.
What makes it so delicious, Zania?
Everything.
Is it very lemony today?
I've been, yeah. Let me see.
So
Mom,
good.
this is feta.
Yeah. Ooh, that's kind of a big piece to put in your mouth. All right, I want to dig into. So I just wanted to say thanks for joining me today and with Zania in the kitchen. It's always super fun to give you little Greek nuggets that you can bring into your home and feed your family as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click to subscribe.